Hello, and welcome to Storytime in Motion at Palmer Public Library. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. We've been reading about choices and elections and voting this week, and our Storytime in Motion theme is going to be the same. Today we will be reading, How Do Dinosaurs Choose Their Pets? This is by Jane Yolen and Mark Teague. Let's read the story and then we'll jump into our workout for the day. All right. How does a dinosaur pick out his pet? Does he go on the prowl with a stick and a net? Does he head to the zoo and take home a big cat? And what does his mom have to say about that? Does she drag a huge elephant back in a wagon with both its long trunk and its wee tail, a dragon? Or speaking of dragons, does she go acquire a high-flying beastie who loves to breathe fire? Does he pick out a boa constrictor for play? Does it look at his dog in a very odd way? Ooh, there it is. Does he sneak an iguana inside of a cap? Or lead home a kangaroo by a long strap? Does he ask for a manatee, maybe a whale, or a wish for a shark he can keep in a pail? Does she carry off tortoises, zebras, a mink, giving them hay and a cola to drink? Is that what you think? No, a dinosaur doesn't. She knows what to do, and she never brings anything home from the zoo. He goes to a shelter or a pet store or farm to find a small creature who will do no harm. He brings home a kitten or hamster or pup that he can teach manners as they both grow up. She cares for her pet and gives love even more. Big hugs to your friend, little dinosaur. The end. That was a great story. All right, to start off today, let's make sure we're ready. As always, we want some comfy clothing on. Our workout today is yoga inspired. We're going to be bending and stretching, and we want to make sure you can move along with me today. Make sure that whatever you're sitting on today is sturdy. We'll be moving around a little bit. We want to make sure we don't slip or slide. So sturdy surface. We'll need a little space so we're not crashing or bumping. And that should be it for today. The three things: clothes, sturdy, and some space. And let's see, we read about a lot of zoo animals in our story, which will inspire our movements and our yoga flow for today. As a reminder, I am not a yoga instructor. I'm not a fitness instructor of any kind, but I love movement, and I'm really happy to use the stories we read to inspire movement. And that's what we'll be up to today, is a yoga inspired workout. All right, let's get started. If I stand up much taller than this backdrop, you're not going to be able to see the top of me. So for some of our moves today, I'll do them on my knees, but please know that if you'd like to stand up tall and straight at home, please do. You should have plenty of space. All right, we're going to get started with our salutation. Am I already getting cut off? I might have to start right here. All right, we're going to go in prayer position. If you were to look at my legs would look like this. So if you're standing up at home, I know my top is cut off right now, but look at my legs. They're just straight underneath my hips, spaced a little apart and sturdy. So keep your legs like that. And then for our top, we're going to keep our backs and shoulders straight and bring our arms in the middle. This is called prayer. And we're going to stretch our arms up tall into mountain. Oh, it's a variation, and we love it. Next comes a half moon back bend. So we're gonna take our arms and lean them back. I'll turn to the side. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So you're still standing, arms up straight, lean them back. Ooh, half moon bend, love it. All right, this brings us to a forward fold. We'll gently let our arms and the tops of our bodies fold over, down to the ground. All right, next we're going to bring one foot forward, right underneath our chest. The other foot will be straight back, and we're going to lunge. We'll plant our hands kind of right under our armpits and lunge. All right, we'll put both of our legs back, pop our hips up, and drop our head. Now we're in down dog. Okay, we'll stretch our legs out even more, keep our hands planted, and we're gonna go into a plank. So we're gonna try to keep our back, our hips, and our legs all in a straight line. I always have a hard time making a straight plank, but we'll do it as best as we can, just like this. Now we'll drop our hips to the ground, keep our hands planted, our shoulders up, and now we're in up dog. Yes. We're gonna get back into a lunge again. We're gonna take turns with our legs. So this time, bring your other leg forward underneath you, leave your other leg back, and we'll lunge this way. Our hands are still planted. We're getting a good stretch in our legs. All right, this brings us to a forward bend. Get a little bend in our knees this time and fold right over. Now we're gonna roll up, and this is about the time I get out of frame, so I'm gonna come down this way, roll up, back to standing. Yes, well done, salutations. All right, in our story, we read about a cat. That dinosaur wanted to bring home a big cat, didn't he? So for our cat, we're gonna get on all fours, hands and knees. We're gonna arch our back up, ooh, just like a cat. We'll arch it up for a few seconds. And since we're here, we already may as well go into cow. That's kind of the opposite, where we drop our bellies down and arch our backs this way. Kind of arch them down and roll back up into cat. Excellent cat work. Next, we were introduced to an elephant. You can do this standing up or you can do it on your knees. But for our elephant, we want a little space in our legs. We're gonna bring our trunk down in the middle and we'll swing our trunk this way and that way, and get a good stretch in our shoulders and back. Elephant, great work. Next is a dragon. This is going to feel familiar. This dragon is a lot like a lunge. So pick a leg, put one leg back, again, one leg up under your chest. Your hands are planted under your armpits and we'll lunge this way. This is really great. Really great for the legs to stretch out. And let's switch them. There we go. Did a quick swap and we're still lunging for that dragon. All right, do you guys remember which animals mentioned next? It was a boa constrictor. Let's do a snake. We'll drop to the ground. We're gonna plant our hands underneath us. And this is gonna feel familiar again. This snake is a lot like up dog. We'll get a good stretch in our back. All right, and up dog. It also mentioned a dog, didn't it, in the story? We're gonna go from down dog, oh no wait, from up dog to down dog. Yes, good job you guys. This is great. All right, down dog. That brings us to iguana. So for the iguana, we're gonna be on our forearms, just like this. So we'll be on our elbows instead of our hands. And we're gonna take turns, kind of like the lunge with our legs. So we're gonna do this. Ooh, and that gets really deep in your legs. That feels really great. Never knew I'd like to stretch like an iguana before. And we'll switch. Other leg comes up, elbows back down to the ground, and a fantastic stretch. Deep in the legs. I love it. Next, we met a kangaroo. This is gonna be a modified pose we're working on. So we're gonna get on our legs like this, kind of a squat. We'll keep our backs up straight. And I don't know why this is the hand motion for a kangaroo. I don't know. So if you'd like to put your hands back into prayer, if you'd like to mix your hands up or whatever with your hands, whatever seems kangaroo-y, go for it. But we'll get a good squatting stretch in here. All right, next, we read about a manatee. I love them. I love them, and I think I'm going to love this pose. We're going to lay like this. We're going to cross our arms out in front of us, and then we're going to lay our heads down. And we're going to lay like a manatee, just like this. I think I could do manatee almost all day. That one's really good. All right, next is a whale. We're gonna modify our whale a little bit. We're going to go into up dog, but this time we'll try to drop down to our elbows and let our heads dangle just above the ground. Ooh, that's a good stretch on the back of the legs, huh? There's whale. All right, next is shark. A dinosaur wanted to keep a shark in a bucket. So we're gonna come like this, and we're gonna arch our shoulders and our feet right off the ground. Think of a shark while we do this. And I'm grateful I'm not in a bucket. All right, next was a tortoise. This one's wild, you guys. So we're gonna open our legs up when they're bent. We're gonna take our hands and put them under our knees. And I think I have this right. It is just this funky. We'll go down as far as we can. The point, we wanna be able to lay our arms out as flat to the ground as we can and our legs out as flat to the ground as we can. And I can make no guarantees. This one is really tricky for me, which tells me I have some more stretching to do. So for our tortoise, I think the best I can do is right in here. Well done. Wonderful stretch, huh? We'll come up out of that tortoise. And next we met a zebra. Let's modify our zebra, make it comfortable. So pick one leg, put it forward, other leg back. We're gonna fold over the forward leg, just like this. And switch your legs. Your hands are planted on either side of your forward foot. And we are zebraing. All right, last one is mink. For our mink, again, this is a modification. I'm not sure there ever actually is a mink yoga pose, but we're gonna make it happen today. So again, we're squatting. We want a little space between our feet and our knees to be open kind of wide. And then we're going to, I gotta take a quick look, take our arms and kind of press our knees open a little bit and bring our hands in the middle. We'll try to keep our shoulders up straight and tall. And we're gonna think lovely, minky thoughts. Good stretch. And that brings us back to a nice seated position. And that brought us through our story. Let's end with a really relaxing Savasana. To get started, let's lay back. And let's see. We'll close our eyes. And I like to put my arm under my head because I have a ponytail and it's hard to lay on a ponytail. And we're gonna start imagining our body relaxing and melting. If you'd like to keep working out, please feel free to just back the video up now and you can go through all of the flow again. But otherwise, feel free to relax with me. We're going to imagine our hair, our whole head and our face just feeling warm and kind of melty. And then let's focus on our necks. Same thing, we want them to feel so warm, so melty, like we're starting to melt into the ground. We'll take that feeling through our shoulders and chest. We'll imagine our tummies and our lower backs so warm and relaxy. And let's imagine our hips doing the same. Really relaxed. And our legs, our big powerhouse, you guys. We got to get our legs good and relaxed and really melty. We got a good stretch on them. Now we'll give them a good rest. And let's imagine that feeling all down through our knees. I like imagining that. in our lower legs, and then down towards our ankles, our feet, and our toes. When you feel really rested and relaxed, please slowly roll up with me. If you could use some more time, please take it. Oh, slowly up. And there we are. Thank you so much for joining me for Storytime in Motion today. It is cold outside, so when you get out today, please make sure to get a good hat and mittens on. You can have all sorts of fun outside. If you'd like to be in touch, please find us on our Facebook page at Friends of the Palmer Public Library. You can always find us on our website, pplak.org. Or you can call us Tuesday to Saturday from 10 to 4 at 745-4690. Thanks very much. Have a lovely day.